In World War II, there was a secret army unlike any other. An army that didn't fight with guns, but with art.
They called them the Ghost Army.
It began in 1944 Amorsforset, when Hitler's forces still ruled much of Europe.
Allied commanders needed a plan to fool the German army and save thousands of lives.
So they recruited artists, designers, and sound engineers, lacquer, men with brushes, not bullets. Their mission, to create illusions so real, even Hitler would believe them.
They used inflatable tanks, fake radio transmissions, and sound effects to mimic entire armies.
These illusions fooled German scouts into believing thousands of troops were preparing for battle.
Sometimes, just 1,000 Ghost Army soldiers pretended to be 30,000. They even used sound trucks that blasted recordings of moving tanks for miles.
Every sound, every light, every fake vehicle made perfectly timed to create one illusion: invasion.
The Germans moved their troops tape, chasing ghosts that didn't exist.
Every fake attack meant fewer Allied soldiers had to die in real battles.
They saved lives using nothing but creativity, courage, and a little bit of paint.
But their missions were top secret. Not even their families knew what they were doing.
Only decades later, the truth finally came out.
Painters, architects, and radio men who fought a war of imagination.
They weren't fighters, Esteng. They were illusionists in uniform.
They turned deception into a weapon and art into armor.
This was the Ghost Army, the Klorin, the most creative soldiers who ever lived.
They built entire bridges overnight, bridges that never existed. From afar, German scouts saw tanks crossing, but no one was there.
Rubber trucks rolled with the sound of roaring engines.
Sound engineers mixed explosions and gunfire to mimic real battles.
Phantom radio units transmitted fake coordinates every hour.
Artists painted camouflage that fooled even spy planes.
Every canvas, every brushstroke you were loading, a weapon of deception.
In the rain, they crafted illusions that shimmered like reality. German planes snapped photos and believed what they saw.
Enemy retreating.
The ghosts had done it again. They'd won another battle without firing a shot.
But deception had a price. They were often too close to danger. German bombers attacked, unaware their targets were just air. They carried brushes instead of bullets, but risked the same death. Their courage was not in killing, it was in creating under fire.
Their creativity turned chaos into victory.
Each mission changed the tide of war, one illusion at a time.
They became invisible heroes,
known only to themselves.
Their files remained locked, their names erased from records.
They didn't just fool the enemy and kill him. They fooled history itself.
For decades, the world never knew their names. But their art, painted, their deception penned, changed the course of the war. When in truth, it was just art, sound, and smoke.
They painted shadows that could move an empire.
They staged a massive fake army to mislead Hitler.
Joe Plain saw it. Hitler believed it. Thousands of Allied troops spotted.
Hitler redirected his forces, the Pound, to fight ghosts.
And that mistake helped the real invasion succeed.
When the war ended, they vanished like their own shadows.
For 50 years, their story stayed buried in classified files.
Until one day, history finally remembered.
Sketches, sound maps, photographs, proof of the invisible.
Surviving members shared their secret at last.
They had lived in shadows, but died as heroes.
They were the Ghost Army, the artists who fooled Hitler.